Every day, things seem to be escalating between Canada and India. On the diplomatic front, we've already seen that happening. It started with Canada first expelling an Indian diplomat. India, in a tit-for-tat move, also expelled a high-ranking Canadian diplomat. But it hasn't stopped there. Canada then issued an advisory, a travel advisory for its citizens in India. India also followed up with a travel advisory of its own. Now, in that advisory, there is a very specific mention for the number of Indian students who are studying in Canada. They have been asked to be careful. After that, and the Indian government pretty much on point there, because soon after that advisory came out, well-known Khalistani supporter Pannu has openly threatened Indians living in Canada. He has in fact threatened them and said they need to leave the country.
Pro-Khalistan Sikhs have always been loyal to Canada.
Now, security at all these places where Indian communities, Indian students stay, security has been increased. But this is the same person who has on multiple occasions tried to conduct referendums in Canada. He's the same person who has tried to show that there is a lot of following, a lot of support for the Khalistan movement. Now, there was a discussion that was held at the Hudson Institution, and some of the things that the experts said there are absolutely bang on. Now, one of those experts actually drew a parallel between what is happening in Israel and what is happening with the Khalistan movement. He said that Israeli politicians may be on different sides of the spectrum when it comes to policies within the country, but they are all on the same page when it comes to certain security and national security issues related to Israel. He also drew that parallel and said same is the case with India. Whatever the differences are between different political parties in India, they are all on the same page when it comes to Khalistan. He also said that the reason perhaps we are giving so much attention to these fringe elements in other parts of the country or other in other countries, and he was making the reference to Khalistan, is perhaps because they do not have any constituency in a democracy back home. Listen in to what Michael Rubin had to say.
I hope that we don't get into a situation like that with Khalistan, where we listen disproportionately to those who come to Canada or to the United States simply because they can't win any constituency in a democracy back home. We've got to call BS when we see it.